programme brings together audio made in workshops with young people in Ireland, France, Serbia and Slovenia, as part of the Beyond the Rainbow project. The work you're about to hear was recorded in different rooms, in different languages and for different local contexts. But it is all circling the same question about intimacy, identity, safety and how we find words for ourselves. Rather than smoothing those differences out, we've kept each piece in its own voice and placed them side by side. We begin in Serbia with a conversation about growing up, realising who you are and what it costs to say it out loud.
Hello, my name is Jelena Filipovic. Today we are going to talk about what it's like growing up in Serbia as part of the LGBT community. So we are going to keep your identity anonymous and we are going to call you Alexa. Can you introduce yourself a little bit more?
Yes, my name is Alexa. I'm 21 years old and I grew up in a small town in Serbia. Being openly gay is still something I'm learning how to do, even today living in a bigger city in Serbia.
Okay, when did you first realize you were gay and how did that realization feel growing up in Serbia?
I think I always knew. I just felt different. When I was very young, I realized I liked boys, and instead of feeling happy or curious, I felt scared. In Serbia, being gay is often talked about as something shameful or wrong, so my first reaction was fear, and it was for a good reason.
Before people found out, how did you try to protect yourself or hide who you really were?
I was very careful all the time. I watched who I talked to, who I trusted, what I shared. I thought I was careful enough I could keep my life private and stay safe.
I understand, but what happened when people found out?
I didn't really come out. It wasn't by choice. I was outed. I sent some risky messages to some guy I liked, and I think he shared it around, which outed me to other people.
What was the reaction from people when they found out?
Some people, of course, made jokes at my face, some behind my back. At school, I was called names almost every day. Even some teachers had comments about me. It felt like there was no place where I could just exist, you know.
Yeah, and how did your family react?
My parents didn't throw me out, but they didn't really protect me either. They told me not to talk about it and not to draw attention to myself. It felt like I was the problem, not the way others were treating me.
And what was the moment when things started to change, and did they change?
Change came from a will to survive, sort of. I left my small town and moved to a bigger city, and for the first time I saw other LGBTQ people living openly, and it was something I looked forward to. It wasn't perfect, but it was possible.
Do you feel safer now?
Safer, yes, but not completely free. I still know that my safety depends on where I am and who is around me.
What would you say to a young LGBTQ person in Serbia who is maybe going through something similar?
I guess I would say something like, you're not broken, even if it feels like the world is against you. There are people who will love you exactly as you are. Your life doesn't end where your fear begins, it gets bigger.
Do you think that a project like this one, Beyond the Rainbow, that is sharing personal experience and stories about intimacy, can help young people educate them in Serbia and other?
Yes, I think it's very helpful that people can talk and express their emotions freely and explore people who have similar interests.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing your story, and I'm hopeful that your story can help as much as our project to bring some perspective on LGBTQ people in Serbia and help educate people that it can maybe be better than it is now. I know it was really hard for you to come here and share your story when with hiding your identity, and I'm hopeful that we can maybe talk a little bit more in the future about your experiences.
Yes, thanks for having me. Yeah, of course. Maybe you can come to my city and you can meet some of my friends. I think you'd like to meet some of them. I think my friends would really like to meet you. Maybe my boyfriend too.
I think it would be really nice to have a chat with you and your boyfriend together to see how the bigger city helped you maybe see stuff a little bit different and feel a little bit safer.
Thank you.
You've just heard a story about secrecy, risk, and the practical consequences of being visible in a place where safety is never guaranteed. The next piece stays with the lived experiences but shifts the frame. Instead of focusing on what has to be hidden, it looks at what can be built. Community, language, and the small infrastructures that make it possible to talk about intimacy at all. This was recorded in France in a workshop that starts from a simple question. What words do we actually use for ourselves and for each other?
Today we are with Telly and Manu, queer young voices from today in France.
Hi, I'm Manu, I'm 25 and I'm defined as a lesbian.
Hi, I'm Telly, I'm 25 and I live in Marseille in France.
They've written down some words that inspire them regarding youth, queerness, intimacy and storytelling. And they are going to pick some and tell us a little bit more about it and why they've chosen them. Thank you for being with us.
I wanted to start with coming out. It's like the intro. What's your name and how did you do your coming out? When I met people, it's like one of the first questions, like, oh, and you?
And you did your coming out?
Yeah, when I was in high school, but I was already with a girl at this time. And like she was coming at home and stuff, but I didn't tell anything. My parents told me, oh, but you have something to tell us, like laughing. And I was like, no. And like 10 minutes later, I was like, oh yeah, maybe I have something. They knew.
I wanted to choose educate others. I feel like you have to educate about, for example, queer people of color with like some white queer friends sometimes. I have one of my sister. She always wants to questioning about trans people. And I wanted to stop talking to that with her because we're not agree and she's not changing her mind. So I start to send her some video, like stop telling words, but just like answer with some video, some podcasts, some books. You don't feel that sometimes?
That I have to educate people. I don't take the time, I think. I wanted to choose chosen family or family, as it's easy with my family. I don't have to have like a safe place to like escape something. And sometimes I miss it. Like I would love to have something like a community and more like a group of like queer friends. And you?
I also feel like I was searching for a chosen family, like by going to the ballroom and making voguing with the queer people and queer people of color also. But yeah, I also feel this sometimes emergency to have this group, and yeah, even if I have some friends, but sometimes something is missing. So you want to talk about being young and queer in France because you traveled a lot.
Yes, but first I moved from my parents' house when I was 18, and it's like in a little village. So the first move was going to Lille, which is quite a big city. It was also like a place when there is queer thing, and I met more queer people. Yeah, I think it's more difficult in the countryside.
Yes, but in the same time, like I have some queer friends who live in countryside because it was too hard in the city. But in chosen countryside where there is already some queer community, you don't go in where there is only then like people who are against that.
Yes, and also in the countryside, it's quite changing. Like now you have pride, and there is like some events and some places that are opening.
And also I feel like in France now the teenagers are more open to all that questions like queerness and stuff. So that's cool also.
It depends, because I'm surprised by like young people still talking about very like formal life, I would say. I don't know, like marriage and kids and stuff, and also like the people of like 20s that are very like right-wing and stuff. I'm still very surprised. Like you have access to all of information and stuff, so sometimes I'm like, why?
We can talk about resources we have. For me, I think it's the people with who I'm feeling good and with who we can create safe space.
Yeah, and also places like association or like a safe place to like party or to go to see a movie.
And some books or channels where you know you can find some information you are agree with. It creates some hope for me.
In that conversation, you can hear how much of this work is about finding language and about how stories travel between people. The next segment takes that idea into popular culture and asks what happens when a film becomes one of those shared reference points. This is a discussion recorded in Ireland using the final scene of Call Me By Your Name as a way to think about representation, recognition, and what we carry away from the stories we watch.
So today we're talking about the final scene of Call Me By Your Name, directed by Luca Guadagnino. Came out in 2017, was nominated for Best Picture, and stars kind of Timothée Chalamet in his first, I think, major breakout role, because before then he had Interstellar. This is my favourite film of all time, so it's definitely one of my favourite queer movies of all time. And the final scene, after a very romantic summer between Elio, who's 17 in Italy, and Oliver, who I think is 25 in the movie. There's a noticeable age gap between them. He gets a phone call at Christmas. The last time he saw Oliver was departing on a train to go back to America. And things have clearly changed since they've last seen each other. Elio's a lot more comfortable with his sexuality. He's a lot more expressive in himself and the clothing that he wears, which would be very different compared to the summer. And you can see how his relationship with Oliver has changed him. Then he receives a phone call from Oliver, and at first he's really excited until he realises that Oliver is getting married, and he's not getting married to a man, he's getting married to a woman, which is the first time any kind of bisexuality or anything has been spoken up about in the movie. His parents also come on the call. They are very happy for Oliver, but they realise what the nature of the situation is, and they just leave them finish their chat to Elio. And something I love as well is they just you never actually know how that conversation finishes either. But it's a really different colour palette from the rest of the film. The summer is very vibrant and bright, and it kind of reflects the romantic element of their relationship and how much fun and passion and vibrancy is coming from it. But then the tones are completely different during Christmas.
The colour, the lighting and the kind of the colour grading of the scene is very, very beautiful. Quite dark.
Yeah, it's very muted.
Very muted, and the kind of the sound palette as well. If, like, given that the bulk of the story is set in the summer, the noise of a fire indicates that it's cold, it's winter, it's dark, and reflects, you know, Elio's possible state of mind now that he's got that phone call.
It's so much colder, and it's interesting because the house is like such a big centerpiece in the film during the summer. It's this massive old style house, and during the summer, like, the sun was leaking in everywhere, the breeze was blowing through, but now it just feels cold and empty, and you're much more aware of this large space where not that much is happening. But that does lead to, I think, one of the most memorable scenes of the film. Sufjan Stevens he didn't score all the songs. There's other songs in the film by, like, the Psychedelic Furs, but Mystery of Love, Futile Devices, a remix of that, and he finishes then with Visions of Gideon, which is such a great way. It's just
beautiful. His way of singing really complements the kind of the muted tones of the scene, because you have Timothée Chalamet just staring into the fire and the tears streaming down his face, and because you've got such a nice, not that there's nothing happening in the song, it's beautiful, it's so emotive, but it doesn't overwhelm, you know, sonically what you're seeing visually. They kind of go hand in hand, and it's really gentle, it's really heartfelt.
It's a really good point, because it's just a close-up of Timothy in the end, or Elio. Everyone in the background is blurred, it's just focused on his face, and there's no dialogue spoken either. But I think it is a really strong way to end the film, because at the start of the film, Elio was questioning his sexuality. The word gay is never explicitly mentioned in the film. Even when he's supported by his parents in it, the word is never exchanged or anything similar. It's clear that even though this is very heartbreaking him for him, because basically the love of his life has moved on very abruptly, and that might be appropriate considering the dynamic between them in terms of age and similar things. But you can see he's kind of coming to accept it now, like he's a much more new person. He might have had other relationships since then. He's more comfortable being queer, and especially see that in the end when, after crying, he just looks up into the camera, and it's like he's making eye contact with you, and the fear isn't there anymore. Like, he's sure of himself.
I think it's wonderful that there's no dialogue, but we all know exactly what he's thinking, and we know what he's feeling, and Timothy communicates that so well.
And it never has to be said either.
No. And I really like the blurred effect in the background. Life is still going on behind him. His parents are setting up, and he's sitting there processing this, and, you know.
It's like, even though it's the same world, it's just him, though.
Yeah, it's like we're in his head, but we're not in it. Like, the world has kind of stopped spinning for him just for this little bit. I particularly enjoyed the fly that's on his
which I don't know if that's a CGI fly or not, because otherwise it was in a perfect position for like the last 5 minutes.
Best supporting actor, the fly.
Best supporting actor. I don't think Armie Hammer got nominated, so maybe. But yeah, I just love everything about the scene. I love everything about the film. It's so explicitly queer without ever falling into tropes or having to lean into stereotypes or anything similar, and I think that definitely, between the colour grading, the lighting and the music, everyone understood what was going on, and I hope that paves the way for more future queer films to be in a similar vein, where it's not seen as a negative thing or they don't face any trauma, but they can just express their love for each other or their heartbreak and grow from it and have a positive ending in the end, which is what is very rare about Call Me By Your Name.
It's also, like you said, it's obviously wonderful that the queerness is celebrated in this film, but it's not the main point of the film that they are queer.
Yeah.
They just are.
Yeah.
You know, and there's other really strong plot points, which is what makes it such a great film, that they get to just be themselves, like you were saying. And it's nice that there is an example of this queer love and this kind of summer of romance out there, and it portrayed so beautifully.
Yeah, like, just even to compare to other films, like now, like, we're moving into a more new age where it's kind of shown in a positive manner, but there was this trope that is still quite frequent, to be honest. It was called Kill Your Gays, and it was essentially any film which had, or a TV show which had a queer character, they often usually like died, or their relationships would go awfully, or like they experienced probably like an attack or something similar, because, and one way I was saying that if you're queer you can be on screen but you can't have a happy ending because maybe people didn't agree with it, or it was because they thought they could use it as like, almost they wanted to make the story even sadder. Oh, it's like he has the tragedy of being gay, but it's also like, oh, now someone's homophobic towards him, someone's attacked him. In this film, there's none of that. And I think that's probably the main lesson that films have to take forward from it going on. You can be queer and happy. You don't need to touch on the issue. You can just be. And
it's more important to tell a good story and that they just be gay, which is also a good, say, for younger members of the queer community to just see people being gay and that not being the main characteristic about them. Yeah. They're not the gay character. They're just people who are having their...
So far, you've heard personal histories, shared vocabularies, and a mainstream film used as a point of reflection. The final piece widens the lens again. It comes from Slovenia and is more overtly analytical, looking at how ideas of queerness, history, and culture are framed, and who gets to define the terms. It's a way of stepping back from individual stories and asking how language, politics, and memory shape the ground those stories are told on.
The following podcast is the result of a workshop that was held during and after the 2025 edition of the Autumn Film School in Ljubljana. The Autumn Film School is an annual international symposium of film theory and criticism organized by the Slovenian Cinematheque. The workshop aimed to give young participants an opportunity to think about topics of queerness and otherness in relation to queer representation in film. The included topics were chosen by the participants and structured during the workshop. 3 Ljubljana-based students of humanities and social sciences participated. The 8-minute recording you are about to hear is a shortened version of a 30-minute conversation.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Feja Shlaki. I'm studying cultures and I like watching movies. I'm joined here by Larania and Ksenia. We will be talking about Kukla's movie Sestre from about 5 years back.
So I have a couple of things written down about the author, who is born in Slovenia but to Macedonian parents, Katarina Bogdanovic, whose professional pseudonym is Kukla, is playing out these experiences of intersection of different cultures in her films.
And the movie itself follows the story of 3 girls that are forming like their own clique that has its own rules. Their names are Sina, Mihilja, and Jasna.
So these girls have their own amendments. They are never to give up. Love is an illness. Fuck the internet. Alcohol is for bums. Drugs are for hippies. There is no God. Fuck them. Marriage is out. Don't feel sorry for yourself. No man is big enough for my arms, and sisters.
And another thing we should probably mention before we go into more context, there is also this character of fantasy that is present in this short film, that is also very important in a long feature film that Kukla made later. And she's this trans woman that lives on their block and helps them out when one of them is attacked by a guy while playing basketball. They meet her at the very end of the movie, so she's a mystery.
Or a fantasy, even.
That being said, this movie has a very specific Yugo-futuristic vibe to it.
And I don't think I can talk about this without talking about hauntology and a lot of theory. So to summarize, the present itself does always feel haunted by possible presents and possible pasts that shape it. This expresses itself especially in a more Yugoslav context, when Yugo nostalgia merges with a retrofuturism. But despite being so utopian, there are ways in which it's not exactly idyllic.
Yeah, I mean, in the movie it ties to the use of language. We see them switching between different Slavic languages the whole time. The imagery of the movie is really specific, but then so not specific that we're not sure it's maybe in Ljubljana or Zagreb or in Sarajevo or somewhere else. It seems like the movie is kind of idealistic and it really meshes all of those cultures together, but on the other side we see a lot of prejudice still between the characters. So it's this mixed reality
way. You don't find out much about them, just through, I guess, slurs that they receive, aside from being called lesbians all the time. Mihirja, when she gets attacked by a guy, he calls her Shiptar, which is a slur word for people from Albania, and that really makes her angry. But aside from that, it's so fluid that you never really can pinpoint.
It is interesting to mention also non-national identities, because you mentioned at least the label of lesbian as a slur. Are there any other queer identity markers?
They are really gender fluid in a way. They have all of these like masculine elements about them. That's why they're called lesbians, but otherwise labels are not really a thing in this movie. Like they never actually categorize themselves. And maybe also an element of asexuality, because they talk about how marriage is not an option and relationships are not an option, and you're not sure if it's about their like sworn virginity or is it also an element of them just having asexual, aromantic identity.
I would say there is a problem, as we are limited by the vocabulary of the language we currently use, and also limited in actual queer representation by more or less westernized figures. We cannot really be sure we can apply any labels even on Slavic or Balkan, so to speak, queerness.
The movie Sestre is very explicit about the way that it portrays a kind of culture that is in some ways queer, with big quote marks, but also in some ways conservative, but also very irreligious.
In a way, this lack of labels and certain parts of religion and stuff, that is a kind of protest in of itself. It doesn't try to categorize its character, and in that way it also kind of avoids putting them in certain archetypes or stereotypes. On the other side, even when you read reviews on Letterboxd, I saw people feeling like this movie was queer baiting because of that, because of this fluidity. Queer community wants to see clear representation because there is not even enough of that yet.
There is also this, I would say, really Western concept of queerness, which is based in sexuality, narrowing down the queer identity to just sexual relation, which I would say feels quite wrong, as a queer experience is not necessarily sexual.
Much of Western queer identity is also substance-based, queer clubs and queer partying.
Yeah.
That also ties into their rules about sobriety. So it's a very non-Western conception of what it means to be, at the very least, other, but also queer. So what about the technology then?
This group tries to keep itself separate by separating itself from even the wider net of the internet.
By being offline, maybe they get to keep their identities the way they are. They're not influenced by labels and stuff. That is a thing we connect with, I guess, how LGBTQ is presented online, and also with internet comes globalization and other imperialistic ideas from the West in a way. So maybe the rejection of internet ties into that.
I mean, they do have a strong concept of in-group and out-group, which in and of itself is a label.
That's true, yeah.
But they are also others in their own way.
Yeah, it's kind of like this anti-culture or subculture in itself. Partly conservative, partly modern.
So how can we actually see this movie represent an alternative kind of queerness to the Western model?
I guess it imagines like this next step of queer existence where it's not even important to clearly label stuff. It's not even important if it's sexual or non-sexual. It's just expressions between humans.
And we also open the status quo for people that experience it in different ways than is normalized or even mainstreamed across media.
There is a very non-normative kind of queerness here that's very worth exploring. There's a very specific ambiance and aesthetic involved that's not just Yugo-futuristic, but also very hyper-modern. And I honestly think it's worth a watch. So with that, I think we can close this conversation.